Sir, Rachel Reeves is going to raise taxes. Is John Swinney going to do the same?
First Minister.
Presiding Officer, obviously there has been a huge amount of speculation about the United Kingdom Government's budget. The Scottish Government will set out our position on tax in the budget on the 13th of January, and we will obviously be considering all of the issues and the implications of the United Kingdom Government's budget in November.
Russell Findlay.
Well, Labour are breaking promise after promise. Rachel Reeves called last year's budget, and I quote, a once-in-a-Parliament event. She claimed she would not be coming back with more tax rises this year. She claimed that she would stick to her manifesto promise not to raise income tax, not to hit working people with higher bills. But that's exactly what Labour are set to do. If John Swinney won't rule out tax rises, does he think that they're right to increase income tax?
First Minister.
Decisions have to be taken very carefully on tax issues, and the Chancellor will be accountable for the decisions that she makes, and the Scottish Government will take our decisions accordingly and respond. I would observe that the decision taken in the budget last year, to which Mr Findlay has referred, to increase employers' national insurance contributions has had a profoundly damaging effect on the economy in a whole variety of different areas, whether that's about increasing the cost of employment, which for a government that is apparently focused on a growth agenda, it's an absurd policy decision to have taken, because the decision to increase employers' national insurance contributions is stifling growth in our country today.
Russell Findlay.
Entirely with the First Minister about the employees' national insurance contributions, but he doesn't seem to know if he supports Labour's tax rises or not. So I'd like to remind him what he said after last year's UK budget, and I quote, "The UK Government should have increased income tax, and it will be a hammer blow to Scottish workers. We've got two left-wing parties that only want to tax, tax, tax. Labour are doing the same as the SNP have done for the past decade. Most workers in Scotland pay more than those in the rest of the UK who do the same job and earn the same amount. The SNP have increased taxes, driven away aspirational workers, damaged business confidence and held back Scotland's economy. People deserve a break. So will John Swinney give a cast-iron guarantee of no further tax rises, income, business and property in the Scottish budget?
First Minister.
Well, Mr Findlay won't be surprised to hear me say that these questions will be answered in the budget when the Scottish Government sets out to Parliament the commitments that we are going to make. And of course, we have asked some people in Scotland to pay more in taxation, but what I would say is that the Independent Scottish Fiscal Commission has confirmed that the majority of taxpayers in Scotland are set to pay less than they would elsewhere in the United Kingdom this year. So that's the judgment of the Independent Scottish Fiscal Commission. Now, of course, the public finances that we put in place as a consequence of our decisions pay for different provisions here in Scotland. They mean that there are no tuition fees paid in our universities by university students. They mean that there is free bus travel for under-22s. They mean that there are no prescription charges levied in Scotland. They mean that the Scottish Child Payment is helping to keep children out of poverty, with a falling level of child poverty in Scotland. So yes, there are tax issues to be confronted, but there are also public expenditure decisions that are improving the lives of people in Scotland today.
Russell Findlay.
Well, John Swinney is spinning like a washing machine. Last month, he accused me of misleading Parliament about what I said, and in doing so, he misled Parliament. And he's at it again today. I'll say it once more. More Scottish workers pay more income tax than those in the rest of the UK. And John Swinney's answers today won't assure any Scottish worker, homeowner or business owner. He won't rule out increasing the tax on buying a home. He won't rule out raising taxes on businesses, and it seems that he's plotting yet another income tax raid on hard-working Scots. And on top of all that, the SNP plan could result in massive rises to council tax, reportedly as high as £6,500 a year. Raising taxes every year is not sustainable. Workers and businesses can't afford it. People deserve to keep more of their own hard-earned cash.
Right.
So shouldn't John Swinney be looking to bring bills down, not hiking them higher year after year after year?
First Minister.
I'd simply point out to Russell Findlay that the council tax in Scotland is lower on average than it is in properties in England, and that's happened. That's the position today, where the council tax is much lower. And as I've said in my earlier answer, the majority of taxpayers in Scotland are set to pay less than they would elsewhere in the United Kingdom this year, and that's according to the Independent Fiscal Commission in Scotland. Now, what my government will do is what we've always done, which is we will bring forward orderly budget provisions which will relate to the tax and spending commitments, so that we can fund our public services and fund the investments in the Scottish economy. And of course, what we've heard from Russell Findlay and the Conservatives on a consistent period of time is that they are not prepared to engage in the tough judgments about delivering for public services. They keep on asking for more money, but they won't take the decisions to enable money to take place. That is pure and utter hypocrisy, and it's what we get from the Conservatives.